Hi everyone. Today you will learn about the characteristics of PN junction diode. You know that the PN junction can conduct substantial current in the forward direction and almost no current in the reverse direction. Considering the carrier distribution at the junction and drift and diffusion process, an expression for diode current can be derived. When forward biased, the diode current is given by I equal to Is into e to the power b divided by eta Vt minus 1, where Is is the saturation current, V is the terminal voltage, diode terminal voltage, and Vt is the thermal voltage. This is equal to Kt divided by Q, where K is Boltzmann constant, T temperature, and Q is the charge of an electron, which is equal to 26 millivolt at room temperature. Eta is a fabrication constant, which can take a value between 1 and 2. Now, this expression shows that the diode current varies exponentially with the diode terminal voltage. When the diode terminal voltage V is negative, then the diode is said to be operated in reverse bias condition. When reverse biased, the exponential term becomes negligibly small when compared to the unity, and so this equation can be reduced to I equal to minus Is, where Is is the saturation current, the order of 10 to the power minus 15 ampere, and negative sign indicates the current flow is from N type to P type because it's only due to the minority charge carriers. If you look at the characteristics of PN junction diode, there are two distinct regions. One is forward bias region and reverse bias region. Forward bias region is plotted between the forward voltage on the x-axis and forward current on the y-axis. The magnitude of the current is given as given in milliampere. If you observe the curve below a certain value of voltage called 0.5 volt, the current is very small here. This voltage 0.5 is referred to as cut-in voltage. After this value, the current increases exponentially. Now this region is called as fully conducting region of diode. In the fully conducting region, the voltage drop is approximately from 0.6 to around 0.9 or 0.8 something. So thus it is assumed that a conducting diode has approximately 0.7 volt drop across it. We have considered this drop across the diode as zero while considering an ideal diode. But for a practical diode, the in a conducting region, the drop across the diode is equal to 0.7 volt for a silicon diode in forward bias region. Now consider the reverse bias region. So the reverse bias region of operation is entered when diode terminal voltage is negative. So that is why the voltage are represented here as negative and the current is also negative. If you look at the magnitude of the current, it is given in microampere because you know that the only current which flows in the reverse region is the saturation current. So that is the order of 10 to the power minus 15 ampere. So that's why it is given in terms of microampere. So the current is almost going to be a constant here. So this constant value is nothing but the saturation current. The third distinct region, which is not shown in the graph, is a breakdown region. Breakdown region is entered when the reverse voltage exceeds a threshold voltage called as breakdown voltage. So in breakdown region, the current increases rapidly or enormously at a very higher rate like this, okay, leading to a destruction of the junction. So it is not advisable to operate a normal PN junction diode in this breakdown region. If you recall the diode current expression, it depends on three factors. First, reverse saturation current Is. Secondly, it is diode terminal voltage V. And third important one is thermal voltage Vt. So this reveals the temperature dependence of the diode as Vt equal to K into T divided by Q, where T is temperature. You can observe the characteristic curve given here. The blue color curve represents the plot at normal temperature, 25 degrees Celsius room temperature. When the temperature is increased from 25 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, or to 200 degrees Celsius, you can observe that there is an early conduction happening here, or the drop across the diode, that is 0.7 during the conducting region, is decreased to 2.5 or 0.4 somewhere here. So as a thumb rule, the forward voltage drop decreased by approximately 2 millivolt for every 1 degree rise in temperature. The reverse saturation current will double in magnitude for every 10 degree increase in temperature. Now let us have a look at the current and voltage relationship, the expressions, what we have seen earlier. The diode current expression, you can see a exponential term e to the power v divided by eta vt minus 1 term over here. So the appreciable current through the diode is much greater than the saturation current. Then this equation can be approximated to e to the power v divided by eta vt, neglecting the minus 1 term here. So now consider a diode voltage of V1 applied to the diode. So due to which the current through the diode is I1. So that is given by I1 equal to Is into e to the power V1 divided by eta. Similarly, if the diode voltage changes to V2, then correspondingly the current also changes to I2. So I2 value is given by Is into e to the power V2 divided by eta V. On combining these two expressions, we get I2 by I1 equal to e to the power V2 minus V1 divided by eta Vt. So on eliminating the exponential term and taking a log to the base 10, we get an expression, V2 minus V1 is equal to 2.3 eta Vt into log of I2 divided by I1. So this expression is very important in finding the change in current for a corresponding change in diode voltages. Having understood the diode characteristics, let us now analyze the circuit which employs the diode. The most accurate analysis is the exponential model. So consider the circuit shown. If VDD is greater than cut-in voltage, the diode is said to be forward biased, and the diode current is given by the exponential expression. Now, on applying the KVL, we get VDD is equal to ID into R plus the drop across the diode VD. So this is a practical diode. We have already derived the same circuit considering an ideal diode. Now this will consider the practical diode. So from this expression, we can find the value of ID. So from the three expressions, the value of the diode current and the diode voltage can be obtained. An alternate way of obtaining the values of ID and VD is by graphical analysis. So graphical analysis is performed by plotting the two equations we discussed earlier. So consider this plot. So where the curve represents the exponential diode equation, and the straight line is plotted by taking the x and y coordinates. Now how to take the x and y coordinates and plot the straight line? Okay. Consider when no current is flowing in the circuit. So when there is no current, that is ID is equal to 0. So when ID, the current diode current equal to 0, the diode voltage is equal to VDD. So let us mark a point on the x-axis at VD equal to VDD. Yeah. How to find a point on the y-axis? Now let us make the x coordinate to be 0. So when VD, the terminal voltage, is equal to 0, then the diode current is equal to VDD divided by R. So marking a point at VDD divided by R. So this is the current here. Now on joining these 2 points, we get a straight line called the load line. The load line intersects the diode curve at a point Q called operating point of the circuit. So its coordinates gives the values of ID and VD here from the curve. Yeah. Now let us see what is the resistance of the diode when the diode is in conduction. So consider the characteristic curve, and a point is taken on the characteristic curve that will give you the values of ID and VD. So the ratio VD divided by ID is nothing but the resistance, which is called as DC or static resistance. Now consider a point is taken on the curve somewhere here. So if a point is taken here, this will give me a different value of ID and VD. Consider a point taken here. This will give me a different value of ID and VD. In all the 3 points, the resistance is not going to be same. That is, it is not constant because of the non-linear nature of the device or the diode. If a point is selected at different region, then the resistance will vary. So there are applications where diode is used with AC signals. So when a small AC signal is superimposed on DC quantities, the operating point of diode varies. So R also varies, which is not the which should not be the case practically. So the DC or static resistance is not a suitable parameter to define the diode resistance, as diode is not a linear device, being a non-linear device. So let us define another parameter called as AC or dynamic resistance. AC or dynamic resistance is determined by drawing a tangent at Q point, and the slope of the tangent is the conductance. The reciprocal of conductance will give you the resistance. So the resistance will designate the dynamic resistance as small r. So small rd is equal to del Vd divided by del Id. So what is the change in current for a corresponding change in the voltage? Mathematically, del V and del I is represented as D. So dVd divided by dId. Because of this reason, this is called as small signal resistance or incremental resistance. So on finding the values of Rd, we'll end up with an expression Rd equal to eta Vt divided by Id. Eta is going to be a constant. Vt is also constant at a particular temperature. So in that case, the dynamic resistance depends on the diode current, or it is inversely proportional to the diode current. Thank you.